Here's how to break iniquities. You have to confess it. I was a chauvinist. I grew up in a family of male chauvinist pigs. The men in my family were the biggest chauvinists in the world. My grandfather, who was my role model, he never did anything for himself. My grandmother waited on my grandfather hand and foot, and I watched that all the time I was growing up, and I thought, that's of Jesus, and I want one of those. And then I married Karen, and she did not train well at all. I just thought of all the billions of women in the world, I married someone you just can't train. She's untrainable. And so I got to the point where I had to say, I'm a chauvinist. I do not have a marriage of equals because I don't see Karen as an equal. And let me tell you, the day that I confessed that sin, it was one of the greatest days of our marriage. It wasn't about my grandfather or my parents. It was about me. I have to confess it. You have to forgive your parents or anyone else involved, and you have to give your parents grace. So I'm going to talk more about forgiveness in just a minute, so I'm going to go on. Submit the area of your life to Jesus. How do you go from this to this? By surrendering that to Jesus. It's called discipleship. We come to Jesus, we're broken and we're mistrained. And we come to Jesus and say, Lord, I realize the way that I treat people isn't right. I realize the way that I deal with anger isn't right. You know, the Bible's a thick book because it has a lot to say on every subject. And so when we come to Jesus and say, Lord, I submit to you, here's what happens. We become disciples. And now our family history is not controlling us. Jesus Christ is controlling us. And we're no longer going to pass that on to our children. Listen, the iniquities of the father are passed on to the children, but righteousness is passed on to 1,000 generations.
Thanks for watching. To find out more about XO Marriage events, visit xomarriage.com.